Okay, I wanted to thank you all very much, all of you that have supported me and watched me for a long time. It gives me a lot of hizuk and inspiration to keep going and keep recording this, so I appreciate that. The topic today is, is it controversial? I always worried in my experience as a rabbi and as a person in general, do you tell people the real story, or do you show them the benefits and then, whatever? And, it's well known that Jewish education is very expensive. It's a private school, and pretty much the mass majority of what most Jewish parents are spending on is, educating their children. And the question is why? And it's such a central point. This week's Torah portion is amazing. Moshe had the opportunity to make a Braveheart speech, right? Because when the sea splits, he could put up his sword, his staff, and he could scream freedom, right? But what does the Torah say over and over and over again? Tell your children this is for you to teach your children. This is for you to teach your children. And it's a crazy thing, right? The way that most people deal with freedom, and the way that most of these, if you think about what we saw what was that revolution? People, I forgot what it was called, but you saw in the Middle East, and whenever people break out and have these tremendous moments of freedom, they're screaming out freedom and they're shooting things off and they're making a whole big deal. And the Jewish people's experience was extremely subdued. And instead of lighting things on fire and running around and, whatever it might be you'd expect when you'd have this moment of breakthrough. Rather, the Torah is telling us all of this stuff is happening just so you can teach your children about freedom. So the interesting thing is, as a very proud American, right, I believe that our armed forces supports freedom for abroad and at home. And that we dump all of this money into our defense forces, and the same is very true with Israel, because that's what ensures the freedom of the people. And the interesting thing is, as Jews, rather than guns and everything else, not that there's anything wrong with that, Danny Kaplan, maybe there's something wrong with that if you don't agree with that, right? But what our real defense is, the real way that we ensure freedom is that we properly educate our children. So in a real way, right, our defense budget is what's going to the day schools. And why it's so crucial if you're a parent to raise I love you too, to raise your children in a way that they go to the day schools to as a teacher to teach the kids, and also that you continue that education throughout a Jewish high school, right? That it's so important. And yes, it's expensive. What am I supposed to tell you, right? You're driving around each year is another BMW. I don't know, maybe not, whatever, right? You're spending all of this money. You're like, where is it going to? The answer is it's going towards the freedom of the Jewish people forever. Right? And you're like, oh, okay, so I get it, right? How much does it cost to secure a country? How much does it cost to secure people? Okay, it's expensive because we're trying to do a very big thing. It's not like I'm just trying to get into college. It's literally the foundation of the future of the world. And so the real plug is, and it's very difficult for all of us, of course, but if we realize that the way that we ensure freedom for ourselves and for the people is that we have to represent Judaism the right way. We have to understand the importance of teaching people, the importance of teaching our children, the importance of modeling proper behavior for our kids. It's really crazy, right? One of the things as your kids get older is they kind of see what you're interested in and what you're modeling. And to a certain extent, that's awkward because if you're into whatever, like me, I like working out all the time, so I'll show my kid pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger, see that's awesome, right? So on one end, I'm like, is this appropriate for a Jewish father to show his son? On the other hand, I'm like, no, I really value fitness. I really value taking pride in how you look. It's okay, I'm passing that on to the kids, and I'm thinking about that, I'm filtering that through. Is that what I should be teaching my children? So again, the concept is that our freedom is the future. Our ability to embrace who we are and to save the future is when we're not necessarily focusing on what's going on for us right now, but rather how we're going to transmit this down to generations and to create generations of teachers who will be able to kind of go and push that into posterity. Wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom. Thank you very much, and see you soon.